Yes, good evening. We're back with another episode of the Celtic Unrestricted View. Hope you are all well, folks. I hope you have had a lovely weekend. As you can hear, my voice is a lovely weekend. I don't necessarily mean I've had a good weekend, but my voice is, or it's no, one of the two. Joining me this evening is our very own Mr. Andy Gray, and he's a bit like myself. He's back in love with a Mac Free again, mate. It's good to see you. And how are you, mate? It's good to see you again.
I'm in love with a sore throat as well, mate. After Saturday, my throat's still recovering as well, mate. So, all in all, mate, a wee bit rough. I was out the weekend. I think the result wasn't good, mate. So I went a 2-day bender. So, it's nice and handy for a sore head, mate. But no, like I says, mate, I don't think we're feeling too great, mate, all in all, but Celtic, mate, it's never easy ways. It's all good and rosy when we're winning trophies, but the odd bad result and the team's a shambles again and get the board away, and it's Celtic, mate. It's just football these days, isn't it? But all in all, mate, I'm all right. And how are you?
I'm good, mate. Bit like yourself, a wee bit annoyed about Saturday, and I thought that was a good opportunity for us to get back to winning ways after the Kilmarnock showing, and it just became very, very quickly an anti-climax, very much so. And as you can hear in my voice, mate, I wasn't happy with a few things. I'm sure we'll get to that. As we can see, lads, it's the lads and ladesses. It's the Monday Huddle. And they start off with Stalemate for the champions at Paradise. If any didn't know, that's Celtic drew 0-0 with St Johnstone. Statistically, Ryan, probably the worst team in the league. And no, it wasn't great, mate. So I need a wee rest, and I'm needing a cup of tea, mate. So I'm going to leave you to it now, and you can let me know your thoughts.
No, obviously we'll get a lot of food on it, mate. So we'll try and keep it as short as we can, certain topics. But like me and you spoke before the game, mate, we did expect Celtic to. I'm not saying going 1-7 or 8 or whatever, anything like that, but we did expect a big reaction for the team. Didn't think we've seen the best of reactions. It's no a worry, but if you're getting beat with Kilmarnock out of cup and you can't then react to it the next week and not get a good performance, good result, something maybe, I don't know if it's just getting used to the manager, is it because we've come back off a treble, is it the pressure again? We don't know, Jai Peters. Is it just because of the squad needs strength and maybe guys are running on empty and we need some improvement, we need freshness in the team? I don't know, but it was poor, mate. They just looked lack of ideas, lack of urgency. You can't say lack of effort because they tried in terms of obviously getting the ball wide and getting it forward, and 19 corners. I know we'll put the stats up later, but 19 corners tells you they tried it, something. They tried to huff and puff, but...
Do you want to have a wee look now?
Aye, far me, put them up, mate, aye.
There we go.
So 19 corners. I know we can put my wee banner a bit, mate. I don't know if aye, there you go. And we get 19 corners, which is... I've never seen that. I can't tell you the last time I've seen that at Celtic Park. Normally, maybe we get 9 or 10, roughly around about that. So... It tells you about a lot of possession, good part, basically everything that you would think. See if you just looked at the stats, you thought that game was 4 or 5-0.
Yeah.
Because it was domination. The last 10, 15 minutes, St George had 1 or 2 chances. Good save for Joe Hart, could have lost the game. Mm-hmm. So again, I know Joe Hart's the critics, but he proved on Saturday that he's still got a good save in him. He's still a top goalkeeper. But just know maybe long term what we're needing. But on Joe Hart Saturday, he was perfectly fine. He saved us a game probably. So, but I know we'll talk about different parts of the game, mate, during the pod. But it was just poor, mate. It was just we've got guys in the team who are not good enough to continually to play the level we're trying to go at. And that's not saying they're bad players because they won trebles and But like I've said to you, every season is different. You need to move forward. You need to try and improve. And again, some of these guys, like Greg Taylor, wasn't the worst guy on the park. He wasn't. But for us going forward, him and Burnaby, we need better. Ralston, a game when he came on, didn't do much either. AJ thought he done okay actually. He was a bit of, you can see he was needing games. For me, Liam Scales can't play with Celtic, my opinion. Powder puff, no go to it. I know he's done well in pre-season, but he's just not good at JP. People might say I'm being too hasty, I'm being too harsh, but I want my team to go and win games of football. I want my team to go and show a bit of talent, show a bit of urgency. And it was slow. Everything was dilly-dallying, no quick enough. And I know we're injured guys, and we need to play them, but I think we've got a big week ahead, mate, all in all. That's the last I'll say. The new mate, I'll let you back in because I know we've got loads to talk about, but I think we've got a big week, mate, and I didn't think 3 weeks ago we'd be saying that we've got a big week for the season, because if we don't get transfers in and we don't win on Sunday, the pressure's going to go on the manager.
Wow, I feel like Winston when he left doors shut again there. Well, I got half lately there, by the way. No, listen, before
right,
I come in
see, before you start, I'll go make it to you, because I think you want to.
Before I do start, I'm just going to come to a couple of comments, obviously, as we do, because there's people joined us tonight. So again, before I left you on Friday, I wished you a very good weekend, and I hope you all had a lovely weekend. I really did. Thank you again for tuning in tonight. Start up tonight. Love it is on the YouTube. He says, hail, hail, everyone. Good evening. Hail, hail. There is guys putting up opinions and stuff that we're chatting about, so I will come to them. I'm doing the good evenings first for everybody. Jerry H, evening guys. Hope everyone is, I think he's meant to say well. Non Jerry's probably meant to say something else, right enough. But hail, hail to you, Jerry.
Evening, Jerry.
There we go. He's redone it. Hail, hail. Good evening, guys. Hope everyone is well. Hail, hail. Couple other people. Francis, we'll come to that, mate. Evening, boys. What's happening with your club? We'll come to it, mate. Don't worry about it. And Jem joining us. Evening, folks.
Evening.
Kevin Ferrier's joining us. Hail, hail, guys. Welcome back, Double D. No, definitely. And there's Love It saying, I know it well, Double D. I think it's got. I think people are just more shocked, mate. The fact that you've turned up clean shaven tonight, mate.
Either that or I've seen the Half 10 show. I don't know.
Well, here's Paul Cook saying, evening, JP and Troy the Gardener. Hope you're well, boys. Lot to talk about. Let the madness commence.
Yep.
Aye, Paul. And Shelley's joining us also. Good evening, Shelley. Hope you're
Shelley.
well, pal. Hope you had a good weekend. Right. I've said enough. Good nights. Good evenings. Oh, I'll fit.
Goodbyes.
I'll fit one more in before I move on. Okay. Barry Boy 40. Evening, guys. Brendy Ball is brutal now. Brendy Ball. That sounds like something you'd come up with, by the way. By the way, Bazza, he'll be raging at that. The fact that he's no clicked onto that first.
Brendy Ball.
But as we said, folks, a lot to get through. First off, champions, and it was stalemate at Paradise. Right, where do I start, man? Talk about deflation, and I'll take that away because it's actually making me upset.
What a tissue, big man.
What is going on, man? No, there was not even the team selection. I thought he got it spot on. I was like, right, here we go. I was looking forward to seeing Scales, and I actually did think he did okay. Apart from being too slow, he did okay. He needs to work on his tempo, the way he plays it. Maybe he's used to playing it that because at maybe Aberdeen you get, you don't need to be quick on the ball. But wow, man, you start off in the first half, and then you get that Matt O'Reilly chance, good save with the goalie, and the one Kyogo hits first time. Again, the one that comes across him with face bum. Same again, similar to Angie's football, where he balls fizzed across the box, bang, it goes by the post, and you think to yourself, oh man, here we go. It's going to be, I just knew it's going to be one of these days today. I thought football across the defence was fine to a certain point, and then they just were going towards the halfway line, and then they just sort of, what's going on? But they lost interest. I thought Lagerbielke was no bad with the one. He's picking passes into the midfield. He's finding Matt O'Reilly. A couple of ones he found Alistair Johnson higher. Again, it was good to see him back as well. I thought it was very. I think there's a lot being said, Ryan, and everybody's on missed that he made a comeback. So I really do think he obviously he's a big plus for us moving forward. I thought Turnbull was very slow again, mate. I think his decision making's not the best, Ryan. I really do. I agree with you, mate. I think there's guys there, that, in my opinion, are not good enough to play. Abada needs to speed up when he's on the ball as well. He needs to. Yang was for me. Yang's the best player in the part on Saturday for us, Ryan. He's the only one capable at driving and standing a man up and then getting by him. I watched Yang when before he's receiving the ball, how his positioning looks, what he looks like. Mate, he's 1 and 2. He's 1 and 2 ahead of everybody else. He knows what he's doing with that ball as soon as he's got it to then play it. There was one he played in the first half that made him look bad, but it wasn't he. It was the fact that the run had stopped. I think it was David Turnbull that sort of went to make a run or fainted the run, stopped, and Yang had already played the ball, and you're like, what are you doing? Why'd you stop? But what I lose at it is guys who cannot play a 5-yard pass. Guys who cannot play a simple pass back to the goalkeeper, and you're trying to beat people. What are you doing? Greg Taylor, he get caught in the first half. He's trying to dribble and he's trying to hold the boy off, and then he's trying to dribble. What are you doing? Go back to Joe Hart. Liam Scales is standing screaming at you 10 yards away from you, telling you to pass the ball back to the goalkeeper. But what Greg Taylor's trying to do, he's trying to be clever. He's trying to knock the ball off him to get a throw in. This is where we are now. We're trying to knock the ball off St Johnstone players to get throw-ins. You can't have that amount of possession, Ryan, and not have the turnover at the end of the final third, mate. Nope. You just can't. Maeda, mate, he'd have been as well in the house again, watching the game with me and you. See the one he cut inside? I says to a guy who sits beside me, I went, that ball's hit my motor. He cuts inside off the right wing, hits the ball with his left foot. He nearly got a strike with taking out about 14 of the Green Brigade with the ball. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, what are you doing? What's the point in doing that and getting the ball away and getting him a goal kick when we can keep the ball? Go by, stun a man up, go by him and create something in the final third. What does he do? He comes in, he uses his pace by all means, cuts inside, and it was as if all the St Johnstone players were like that. Just leave him on it. Because they knew what was coming. Like, what are you doing? That's how my thought sounds about the way it is. Things like that really get to me, mate, when things are so simple. Football's the most simplest thing in the world today. It's the most simplest game in the world. See, when people start trying to add their own wee bits in and do what they want and steering away from strategy and tactic, mate, that's what annoys me. That's what really, really annoys me. I'm really unhappy with certain players, certain individuals. You know they're better than that. And they're not wanting to put in the hard yards. I said it to my dad on Saturday, Ryan. It's as if the team are still suffering for a hangover and still some of them are pining for a big man. He's not there anymore. He's not there anymore. He's not coming back. So the wee guy in the B&B in Finport, he's not coming back. Get it? He's not coming back. Get out your huff.
Stop sulking.
Stop sulking. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. But overall, mate, performance level needs to rise and rise sharpish. We've got a very important game at the weekend. Obviously, we're not touching on that tonight, but we're lacking something, Ryan. We're lacking a creative spark. People are saying that, we need this, we need that, we need these players, we need... The guys he's putting out there now are good enough to win these games. That's the be all and end all. Where we need players for is to help us in Europe, to help us get better in Europe. What's probably no helping us is the fact that we've been hit with a barrage of injuries all at one time. And it's 3 or 4 injuries in one position as well. It's really, really killed us. I.e. the defence. So the defence looks unbalanced at the moment because it's young guys that are brought into the centre-back position and asked to carry the team. It's a hard ask, mate. It's a really hard ask. I really hope the club, the recruitment team can help Brendan out in terms of getting in a wee bit more experience to help them. There's games coming up now where we need that wee bit more experience. We need that wee bit more assurance and the confidence in somebody for the young guys to then look up to help in certain scenarios, to help them through certain scenarios. When the team's not playing well, the worst thing to do is for the fans and everybody to go against the club. Now, I left, Ryan. I had to leave for circumstances before the end. And what I'm led to believe is there's sections of the support booed the team off the pitch. Now, I don't know what planet folk are on now in terms of, it's one league game that they've drew. They never lost, they never get beat, they drew nothing each. Performance wasn't great. It was dull, it was slow, it was laboured, it was pedestrian. But there needs to be a wee bit more reality brought back to the scenario. I were at the League Cup. We still sit, by the way, top of the league. We still sit top of the league. So, due to other results that have happened elsewhere, we haven't lost a game in the league yet, unlike other teams. So, I think there needs to be a wee bit more, reality brought back to it. But I can see people's concerns and I understand it as well. Because it's 2 games back to back, the team haven't scored, and out with a couple of chances and a couple of good saves for a goalkeeper, they've not looked like scoring either, Ryan.
I can get as well, right? See if Matt Aurelio scores and one in the first half, you're probably going to win a game 3 or 4-0. So again, football, like you say, JP, football can change in 30 seconds, can change in a minute. Football can change dramatically on certain events. And like you say, mate, I've not played football now in 6 years, obviously due to injury. But now, when I look at football now, football is a simple game. You do the basics, and that's why they've got to play with Celtic. They do the basics correctly, with a bit of quality, urgency, and everything else that goes with it. It just looked like they stopped doing the basics properly. Like you're saying, I'm not a professional player, JP, right? But see if you can't pass a ball 5 yards to somebody, that's worrying at any level. You shouldn't be playing football if you can't pass the ball 5 yards. Some of the... I thought Lager Bielka looks okay, mate. He looks like he does get the ball quick. He plays into midfield and he gets the ball rolling. But when you say Liam Scales, I'm not saying he's a terrible player because he plays with Celtic, he's played with Aberdeen, he's playing at a far better level than a lot of us guys talking, sitting in the pub, and we're sitting in the pub eating packs of Chris, and some guys are out smoking and we're all drinking, having a laugh and joking at the pub, talking about these guys. But you've got to be honest as a fan. And just we can only see what we see. See in 6 months' time when Liam Scales is in the team and he's flying, then we can come back to this podcast and go, oh, maybe we were wrong. But you can only comment at the time on the performances what you're seeing. And as much as he's got to come in now because of injuries, we can't rely on a guy last year that we shouldn't be relying on a guy that's just played with Aberdeen.
Yeah.
To come and play with Celtic, to then try and take us forward in Europe. I know we've got injuries, and I get that. And I know he's your 5th or 6th choice, and I know you're not going to get amazing 5th and 6th choices, but we do need better, mate. And like you say, I really do try my hardest, mate, not to kind of give players a battering because I'm not a professional. But you pay your money, you're paying £600 a year to go and see the players, and it was poor, mate. And I don't vent your frustrations, shout, it was terrible, get money spent, or change formations, do this, do that. But don't boo the players, man. Like, it's one. I know we get beat last week, but you don't boo players. That's just going to make them
Here's a wee question for you here, mate, just based on what's going on in it.
I'm not going to change my opinion on Rodgers because you're too PK, sorry, mate. I'm not going to change my opinion on Rodgers because you're 2 games. You don't change your opinion on manager because you're 2 games. He's still got a few days the window to get his recruitment in that he wants, a bit of quality, hopefully. You can't judge somebody on two games because...
Rodgers is an elite manager.
Like I've always
achieved in football, Ryan.
Like I've always said, it doesn't matter if it's Celtic or if it's amateur football, whatever. The managers can only do so much behind the scenes. You can do tactics, formation, whatever. But see, as soon as you cross that white line, it's only players. The manager can shout and ball and get formations or get his message across on the park during the game. But he's not the one that's missing chances. He's not the one that's not playing it quick enough. He's not the one that's hitting 19 corners into the goalkeeper's horn. I nearly swore there because it's so. See if they're a professional football player to keep hitting balls into the goalkeeper. You know he's a tall goalkeeper. He's going to come up and catch it. We have not got big boys in the team to keep hitting high balls like that. Get the ball whipped across. Get it and whipped in with pace. Use your strengths. You've got nimble wee guys who are quick, they're sharp. They can get to the front post, get to the back post. They can do other stuff like that. But seeing you're hitting balls, it's absolute bread and butter for goalkeepers. And they didn't even change it up, JP. It was the same corner all the time. Matt O'Reilly, all the time. I'm like that. Then Yang took 1 or 2. I'm like, going to switch it up, do something different.
Some of Yang's deliveries were good. There was nobody on the end of them, though.
Aye, but most of them were all going to the goalkeeper. And I'm like, change it up. I don't want to bat him too much, JP, because I think we gave him a wee bit of bat in the command. I know fans are saying it's probably we should be batting them, but we kind of in the A, obviously. You need to look at it objectively as well. That take away the scoreline, that looks like a 5-0 game, but it wasn't. But it wasn't because it wasn't good enough. The stats, it just shows you that stats doesn't always tell you the story of the game. You can have all the corners and have all the shots, all the possession, but if you don't use the possession wisely, then it's pointless. The only thing I hope that he'll change when maybe he gets 1 or 2 quality players in that he wants, hope for this week. I can see what he started today with McGregor and Kyogo, but he's got to change it. He's got to get Kyogo as a number 9, keep him up front, and he's got to put McGregor forward a bit more. And if it means putting McGregor, O'Reilly to defensive mid to do the role we done last year when McGregor was out, then do it because it worked. McGregor is better going forward. He takes the ball, he links the play. I know he's not had the best of starts, but is that because he's having to do a different role as well and he's just, we don't know, but he is half it. But he's, in my opinion, he's maybe one of the only guys that I'm not going to really batter because he's had 2 bad games in how many years? Yeah, he has the odd bad game, but normally he's very consistent. So if he keeps in bad performances, then us as fans will go, right, I know you're the captain and you're one of the better players, but maybe it's time to take him back to the bench. But that's not right now. That might be a few weeks down the line. But I don't want to batter him too much, JP, because what is it disagree with, Robbie? Sorry. just let me know, mate. I'll get back to you on that. I just feel, JP, that it was just slow, lack of urgency. I know people say we're a treble last year. Me and you are big on that, mate. We won the treble, but we can see now there's certain players that maybe, I'm not saying they've moved on, but they either need coached a bit better to help them, or we do need to look for other options, because we are lacking quality big time. Maeda, for me, again, it shows you when we play a Maeda, he is good at going forward. He's good at going forward in a high press and stuff like that, but he doesn't bring you creativity. It's just there's things that we're missing. I just feel that I think if he gets maybe 3 or 4 players this week, JP, I think we'll look a bit stronger, depending on the quality. You get your injured players back as well, when about hopefully September time, you might look a bit stronger. But the game on Sunday makes a massive game, because I don't want to say the pressure's on them massively, but if we lose the game after the 2 performances the last 2 weeks, then I think the fans who didn't want them, they'll be start venting their frustration massively. And we don't want the negativity to spread onto the park and then outside, because you know yourself, JP, the media will absolutely love that. They'll feed off of negativity. It'll be headlines and brandy boys, this, or they're no good enough, and maybe like treble, take crisis. They'll make a headline. So Sunday's a massive game, and we've got a few things to go on. If O'Reilly McGregor plays 2 holders, O'Reilly. For me, Robbie, it's just my personal opinion. I just feel McGregor's better going forward. I think when he's defensively, he cannot take me out of his game. We've all got different opinions, mate. Like yourself, we all see football differently, mate. I just feel Celtic play better when McGregor's playing further forward. Because last year as well, he was running up to help Kyogo, running to down the channels, and because he's playing where he is now, he's not doing that. He spent the first 45 minutes just pointing, shouting, balling. That's not good enough. It's all right when a captain is shouting, balling, but go and take the mantle yourself. Like me and you spoke about, I'll let you back in, mate. Like me and you spoke about last week, nobody to take the game in the stuff in the neck, nobody to go and take responsibility. Right, I'll take the ball, I'll go and take a dribble, I'll take a man on, I'll feed that ball through, I'll create a chance. Even when we were 10 minutes to go, there wasn't even like, I'm not saying you need to do something to get the crowd on, but there's not even like a tackle to go, right, come on. There was nothing. It was powder puff. That's all I can say, JP. It was just a powder puff performance. And in my opinion, me and you can be dead greedy here and say, need a goalie, need a second right back, need a centre back, need a left back, need a winger, need a striker, need a big bruise in the middle of the park. We're not going to get 6 or 7 players. It's not going to happen. You're not going to sign 12, 13, 18, whatever it was, because under Ange it was different. It was a rebuild. This isn't a rebuild, but it's kind of looking like it might be a small rebuild, because some of the players have not come up to the mark yet. They're showing no good enough. So, all in all, mate, I think there's loads we can talk about all night, mate, but I think it's a big week in the transfer front, mate.
I think the transfer window was always going to be a big window, regardless, Ryan. You know, you've lost Moy, Starfelt now, Jota. I personally think you need to. I don't disagree with what the recruitment team are doing. Obviously, the market are looking at. Obviously, we've got a model that suits young players to be developed and moved on for bigger fortune. But unfortunately, right now, we are in a position where we need to bring in a bit of ready-made quality in order to help the squad. And I think the team, personally, are lacking that wee bit of injection at the moment. That wee spark. Somebody like a Jota-esque type player to get on the ball maybe cut inside a defender, curl one, and the ball hits the top corner. Right away, mate, that lifts everybody. It lifts the players, it lifts the coaching staff, it lifts all the fans. Then the same guy goes and does it again, because that's how good these guys are. They can score 2 belters in a space of a couple of minutes. Game changers, Ryan. That's where we are now, mate. We're at that point where we need game changers. A wee message for you there, mate.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant, Chill Paul. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. We can't have, like you've said there a minute ago as well, we can't have fans just singing when the team are winning. You need to be with the team regardless. Like I've said before, Ryan, when you pray for rain, mate, you've got to deal with the mud as well, mate. So you can't just have it all your own way and it looks good when the team are winning, but see when we're going to boogie. That looks pure stupid, man. In my opinion, that just looks daft. I understand people's frustrations. Yeah, I think there's other ways to vent that frustration, personally. It could be best used doing something else. I don't necessarily understand people that go to a game and stand and go, boo. I've never understood.
That's what that mob do.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they do at half time.
I've never personally understood that, mate. I've never understood it. Now I get we all pay money, we all look, we're looking forward to going to football. Celtic are synonymous with winning. We've been used to them winning. I think there's a vast majority, a lot of people just are maybe too spoilt in a way because of the amount of success we've had over the last, I don't know how many years. By the way, we're talking here that the season's finished and it's just 2 games.
Here's one for you because you're talking about it. See fans do that game in Saturday with the fans be booing Ange. Nah.
You've got to remember as well, when Ange came in, Ryan.
But I think it's because it's Rodgers. I think it's because he's a manager and some fans are not happy.
You, mate, I've told you even after this, I've told you he's only a doing. Mm-hmm. He's only a doing because he's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't. Because if he wins, Ryan, let's say we won the league, right? People are going to say, about we lost that game. Have we lost that game? Have we lost that game? Nobody's going to go, well done, mate, for coming back and winning the league for us and getting us back into the Champions League. People are going to be quick to go, he lost that and he lost that. He said it himself, Ryan. The manager said it himself, But when Ange started with, aye, Claire, no, you're spot on. I'm just about to say that here. Ange's start wasn't great. He lost 3 out of 6 games. So, we get beat with Livy. We get beat with Rangers.
And Hearts, wasn't it?
And we get beat with Hearts, the opening day of the season. And we get beat with Midtjylland straight away. I mean, obviously, that point in the squad was bare thin, right? And young boys like Dane Murray and stuff were having to play. Now, like you says there, and you answered Robbie when he messaged on, we all see the game differently. And I've said on here millions of times, it would be a boring world if we all just agreed with one another and thought, do you know what, that's spot on, do you know what, that's spot on. We all see it differently. But Rodgers is a fantastic football manager. There is no getting away from that, Ryan. The guys that him and the club have brought in this summer so far, they are finding their feet, mate. We've asked the question about how many of these guys are going to, walk straight into the team. Well, it's going to take a wee bit of time for these guys to find their feet because of the profile of player you've went and purchased, because of the guys you've went and brought. We're now at a point in the transfer window, Ryan, Well, we need guys that are going to go bang right into the team. So, obviously, we'll need to see what's going to happen. I've seen comments on the night here already saying people aren't confident, people are this, people are that, they're not thinking along the lines. Myself and you know how football works. That way, we know the side of it. We're having good friends like William Glavin, etc. We know all that kind of side of stuff. So, things like that take time. They take a bit of time, and I know people are going to say, well, I've had all one day and everything else. I know, but the priority has shifted now. The priority a couple of weeks ago wasn't what it is now. The need for quality is there. Because again, we're trying to build a squad, but because of injuries, the squad is now becoming thinner again. Because you've got Cameron Carter-Vickers, Mike Narowski, Stephen Welsh, all injured long term. So we are in a position now where we need to get that covered, because all we've got right now is we've also got Kobayashi on the sidelines as well, injured. And people are saying he's no good enough to play. He's no this, he's no that. We've got Liam Scales and the big boy Lager Bielka. They're proper, fit defenders ready to play. Now, if something happens to one of they two, touch cherry wood, where are we now? Where do we go? We've loaned out the boy Bosun Lowell. I know he's an ex-go-to guy in my head, right, automatically there, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bit of Fleetwood. So again, where do we go there? Do you know what I mean? So you've got to weigh up. Well, now the priority of the transfer window, folks, has changed in a sense that we need to now go and bring in quality. Now, the quality, again, will probably go against the club's model in terms of, you're probably going to need to bring a wee bit more experience in now to help this team. Certain individuals are trying to transition from playing one strategy and one lot of tactics to now having to try and keep the ball and not a lot of doing. Tire out the other side, tire out the other team, make them chase the ball, make them having to press you high up the pitch so you can then play through. We've got the guys to do it. We have got the guys to do it already playing in the team. The problem we're seeing now, Ryan, is, like Robbie mentioned earlier on, Callum McGregor's isolated at the moment because the inverted fullbacks aren't coming in now. But they still are. It's just not as obvious now.
Mm-hmm.
It's no, they still are stepping in. I seen Alistair Johnson doing it a wad of times on Saturday before he went off. They still are coming in the pitch. It's no obvious now. Why? Because we're looking for a possessional-based team. We're looking for a different tactic. So subconsciously, we're not looking for players stepping in the field. If you watch the Kilmarnock game, I think it was the second half, Greg Taylor was at the opposite end of the field. I was with you, Ryan, we watched it.
Mm-hmm.
And he played a outside of the boot pass down the right wing to Abada by being on the opposite end of the field. Alistair Johnston. Good evening, Bazza. How are you? Hold on a wee minute. You just interrupted my flow. And I see that you've tuned in late. I think we'll be having a wee word with the football monitoring board about you this week, buddy.
You certainly right, Baz. 2 days bender, mate, double dead. You can tell, mate, can't you?
Anyway, I don't think he's been home.
Well, I don't know whose house I'm in now, right enough, but I don't know whose it is.
I don't know, but the Wi-Fi is good.
I come in to take the bins out and I've got a house now. I come in for the glass bin. I took it to Brown. You know what I mean?
Thought my leg was getting stabbed up on there, but it's no. It's the house cat that's attacking me. There you go. See you in that Barry Bannon, man. He's have upset my flow. Where was I? Aye. So, as I was saying, the model's changed. So now we need a bit of a hand. Where are we now in terms of recruitment? Well, here we go. So I did say a couple of moments ago that we needed a Jota-esque type player. Most of you will probably know we done an interview, the podcast done an interview, Ryan done an interview with Giannis Chronopoulos on Friday. It wasn't released until yesterday because of editing purposes and stuff. There has been people asking, that's why I'm saying this. The podcast was obviously the lowdown on a certain individual, and this individual, we've understand, is on his way to Glasgow right now. Here he's here. That there, folks, is a Mr. Lewis Palma. Lewis Palma is a left winger. He's 23 years of age. He's from Honduras. And probably a better photo of him there. And as you can see, he's got that kind of Jota tan. So that's how we're saying he's Jota-esque already.
Andy's number 17 looks it.
Aye, and he just needs to grow that wee tash, mate, and I think before you know it, we'll see him in the Brazen Heat.
I'll need to give him the double denim though.
I know, but no, definitely. It's this guy, we're understanding that he's Jota's replacement, and he will come in and probably look to hit the ground running straight away. He's also a dead ball specialist as well, which means you were chatting earlier, Ryan, about being able to mix things up on a corner set piece. This guy's got everything in his locker, mate. He can also hit free kicks. And I don't know about you, mate, but I am looking forward to seeing his kid in action. I think there was somebody earlier asking, do we think if he'll come into the team on Sunday? Right away, so. I think he's straight in the team on Sunday, yes. And I expect this kid, although he's 23, I expect this kid to be a proven top player for Celtic. I really do. Ryan?
Obviously, it's a really good chat talking to Giannis. He did kind of give us just about everything that I think we would need to know about him.
Did you get him to subscribe?
Well, I asked him to double denim on, but he says it's too warm in Greeks to wear double denim, so I think he's just wearing the vest instead of double denim. So actually, I think he's just wearing the vest like I've seen his, but to be fair.
Aye. By Onslow.
Aye.
By Onslow. Having a cigar. I've put Palma onto these boys.
Aye. No, he did say he's very good going forward. He is very good at set pieces. He likes to score.
I'm raging that's not a denim shot. That'd have been double denim. I quite like the trainees though. The trainees are good.
He says he's good going forward. He says defensively he's no the best. He says, but he is young.
All right. We don't want him to play centre half. We want him to play further up the field.
He says hopefully. He says Rodgers could obviously help him, coach and develop him. He says it's relatively good price Celtic are getting him for, because I think they were looking for about €5 million about 4 weeks ago or so, and now Celtic are obviously getting him for like €3.5 million, €4.1 million. So he says that he's probably Aris's best player. I think he says they're the 4th or 5th best team in Greece. So he's not coming for a team that's down at the bottom. He plays a lot. I think it's 36 games last year. I think 13 goals. Something like that.
Francis, he'll be here tomorrow, mate. He'll be here because he might even be here early hours in the morning. But that was a couple of years ago that photo was taken from, and that was him boarding his flight to Glasgow, mate. He'll be here well before the end of the week, mate.
I think on Sunday, just by going what Janice was saying, he's played for Aris this season. He's actually scored in Europe recently, so he's played in Europe as well. I think it's Europa League and Conference. He's still to play the Champions League, but...
Good evening, Helen. Hope you're well. But that's him here, heading on his flight to Glasgow. That was earlier on tonight.
Yeah, he's meant to be here the next day or two. So apparently, again, it's nothing to do with the Celtic or anything. I think it's just it was a home office or whatever, the work permits and stuff like that. So I don't think it's anything major. I just talked to him. He seems to be that he will come in and play. I think we're getting to the stage now where...
There you go. And James obviously watched that.
He says he likes the Glasgow weather. I think he was just trying to be nice to me because he kind of like this weather. It's not really weather for a double denim sitting a boat of beer, is it? So,
especially in somebody's house, you don't know whose house it belongs to, but there's nobody there.
I'll need to leave a bit of tenner for the meter because I don't know whose house this is, to be fair. So,
you look as if you've got everything. It looks like Blackpool Pleasure Beach in there.
It was just somebody at Arfsucky Hall Street last night here making the keys to the house.
walking about the hall going, where do you get the ball from, lads? Wembley.
And it's got a door mat saying welcome.
Welcome.
But are you think
they've got one inside saying welcome, one outside saying home sweet home.
but just like Ryan Finport. But no, he seems to be. I think he should be starting. Because Maeda and Abada doesn't really seem so far. They've been exciting. They've not really started yet. So he seems to be a good fit in terms of what we're trying to do in terms of the attacking style of play. So, and I get what you're saying as well about the inverted fullbacks. Before Ange came here, McGregor and guys like that played when there was no inverted fullback. So just because you have changed from inverted to non-inverted in terms of the style of play, that shouldn't matter how the team performs, because, like I said to you, JP, people are talking about the styles of play and this. It can hamper you a wee bit. But see, if good players adapt, good players are able to step in and understand what the manager's wanting. You take on what the manager's asking you to do, but you're your own person as well. If you see something on the park that you think is maybe the best thing to do, then be brave and go and do it. Be your own person. The manager's the main figurehead. He's telling you the style of play. He's telling you how to play the game. But you play as well. If you see a pass, if you see something, if you see a run, if you see, you maybe on the park, just say McGregor's a captain. If you see something you might need to tweak on the park, tell somebody to do it. You're basically the manager on the park. I know you've got 11 captains, right? You should have, but even Baz will tell you yourself. Guarantee he'll be saying things on the park to some of the players. So that's what you've got to do.
Baz was saying a few things. I've heard Baz saying it, but you should see my mate Ryan, he jumps about in double denim and all that.
He walks into his random guy's house and does podcasts.
That's how they beat Barnsley, by the way. Tell a couple of the boys in the Barnsley team, he's like, no, my mate Ryan, he's got to come down.
He's got to come down.
He's a ball, hurry up. He's a ball.
By the way, 10:30 every night. But I do feel that there's a big recruitment few days, mate, in terms of recruitment. I do believe that the model's good, right, in terms of the money making. I think I've read something, don't quote me on this exactly, it was somewhere I seen on Twitter. But I'm going to finish soon and make a tea so he can come back in, because I think I'm stealing his thunder here.
So I'm going to be like you.
2 teas, please.
That's how I can't wait to Friday. I'm solo again, man. Brilliant. At least I get a word done.
At least you'll get a rain, you're solo. But I do feel that we're lacking quality in certain areas. I do feel that I think whoever you sign, if they're going to be quality players in terms of Sunday. I think you've got to play them. Surprise that team, because they're probably going to expect Maeda and Abada to play. So I do feel that it's going to be a tough few days for
Yeah, you're not telling me something.
Adenom Mancini. By the way, Francis, if you can make one for me, mate, send it over.
No, he can only do posters for you.
You're not get me double denim with holding a wee pair of boots and a poster.
Aye, we'll get him all here. We'll get him all here on Gale Street in the town.
Have you seen this, man? But no, I think in terms of come back in a minute, mate.
Red any minute of that part, by the way, you'll be getting blocked.
Han Solo.
Red,
10:30. Han Solo, 10:30.
By the way, seen a Friday, by the way, he does a Star Wars tribute, mate, if you're interested, by the way. That's usually back at 11 normally.
I try and do that when people have got their bed, you know what I mean? So it's a quieter subscription fee, do you know what I mean? That's why it's only $5.99 or $9.99 for the Huddle 11 show.
Aye. You only do that, people go to bed so you can get near the Jedi.
It's like that, what was that programme you used to get, man? It used to be like 10:30. It was a
Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf. But I do feel that I do agree with you that RODGERS is, whatever he does, JP, there's still going to be people that's going to want him there. There's going to be guys who want him here, like myself. But we all said things, but he's still, in my opinion, he's still a top manager. You can't judge him on 2 games in terms of the results. Like I said to you, the manager can only do so much as well. He can do the tactics and formations, your team talk, etc. But when you're on the park, it's up to you, obviously, to score the goals and stuff. But I don't know what you feel, JP, as well, but I know we're going to talk about it. But obviously, 2 ins and outs, I'm probably going to guess that HAKSABANOVIC is probably going to be away after that. Absolutely crazy thing he done, in my opinion. I'm not going to sit here and batter him, JP, because he's probably get battered. But what I'm going to say is it's very unprofessional. If you're not happy with something, go and knock the manager's door. If it's a problem with him, a player, the board, whoever you've got an issue with, you deal with that in-house. You've just drew against St Johnstone. You've been part of that team. And then you're putting a message on like that. What's happening? I know who it is, JP, it's all right.
Not to do with Johnny Bravo, was he?
We'll find out the 10:30 show, you'll find out who Johnny Bravo is. What was I saying there? I've lost my train of thought.
10:30 show? No,
before
that. You were saying transfer deadline day, something like that. Was it?
I don't know what that took me off track. What was I saying there?
See you, Bravo. You're not getting a Bravo for that, I'll tell you.
Oh, I can't remember what I was saying there. I've lost my train of thought. But I'll let you back in, mate, because I've totally lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was saying.
Okay. By the way, Bravo, you should come on there often, because I've never heard him so quiet all my life. Oh, aye, well done, Nick. You were talking about RODGERS.
Aye, cheers, Nick. Sorry. Aye, he's you can't judge him on 2 games, JP.
And you were talking about HAKSABANOVIC.
Aye, HAKSABANOVIC, sorry. It's unprofessional, JP. You've just been part of a game that you've not won. Poor performance. You don't want to add any more negativity already. It's already, HAKSABANOVIC was already there. You don't want to add to that negativity. It's already around the club, i.e. the performance, the fans, people booing, radio phone-ins getting phoned in. There's already a bit of, no animosity, but just negativity. And then you're posting stuff like that, and then you've got Vata liking it, Bernabeu liking it, and who else? Somebody else liked it, Bosa and Law, I think, liked it as well. That's right, Baza. That's right, mate. My head's away with it. That's the double vodkas, mate. They're not good for you. But I think JP...
They used to link, man.
What?
Honest to God, Mr. and Mrs. Still murder. You're agreeing with me saying me and you are lost without him.
Well, I'm lost with him in terms of the night. I've not got a clue what I was talking about there.
If I'm not on this week with you two, the conversation doesn't happen. Let's face it. Come on. Let's know. Because honestly, We'd still be talking about how Usyk never lost that fight. Come on.
But no, I just think JP again. I know it's people might think I don't want to batter him, JP, because he's probably been battered, right? But I just want to put across it.
You might not want to, but
it's really no. I want to batter him, JP, but I'm not going to sit and spend a full podcast talking about him because it's unprofessional. You just don't do stuff like that. That's in house. That's stuff that happened. Like, see the 10th season, obviously didn't win. People came out saying things in the media. See, as soon as that's posted, you're playing with Celtic. It's not like me and you, right? See if we post on our social media, hardly anybody's going to notice it. Me and you are no celebrities. We're no football players at Celtic. See, as soon as you post that, people are taking screenshots, they're sent to their pals, the media see it, and it's everywhere. So it's putting a bad spin on the performance already. And I think either he's trying to work his ticket away or he knows he's away, and it's just a wee bit of basically get it up. He's basically, I think that's the way it seems. It just seems, JP, it's very, very, just unprofessional. I don't know how you feel, mate, but I just, I wasn't a fan of it. And see the guys who have liked it as well. I know, I don't know if they've all knew what it meant. I don't know if that is just, he's liked it because he's in the 40, guys in the 40. I don't know. But I think, see, sometimes when you see stuff like that, it's best just don't even comment on it, don't even touch it. Just let him do what he's got to do, because you know what fans are like, JP. People, he's like that. He's what to go on. He's like this. It's just a mad whirlwind of thoughts, mate, when stuff like that happens.
No, listen, for anybody wondering what Ryan is going on about, I mean, this time, no, like 3 times ago. I mean, they knew. I don't know, ever since that is, they've obviously got a dog, because the dog's just walked by you there.
That's horses back on the podcast, mate. It's no Alan's dog this week. He jumped at the window this week.
I know, that's what I was going to say. By the way, I'm going to need to talk to the missus. We need to go and rent a dog or something and try and get it on this podcast. I feel left out.
£10 a roof for the podcast, rent a dog.
Feel like Winston, when you're like, they've got dogs. I'm going to get Bible John.
Aye. I want a dog.
What do you call him, Bible John, mate? See if John bites you. Want to read the Bible.
What's yours called? Onion.
Who calls a dog Onion?
Brilliant.
Your dog looks like a bus ball.
Brilliant.
Deadly, man. Right, stop it. I'm getting back to my chain of thought now. So for anybody, before I was rudely interrupted there, I apologise about him. For anybody that's wondering what Ryan's talking about, it's this here. So I'll take away that wee banner in a wee second there. Hold on. So this, ladies and gents, was after Saturday's game. HAKSABANOVIC decided to take to social media, and he wrote, "If they don't see your value, maybe you're not at the right place." Now, anybody who follows football, is involved with football, you'll understand that that's a very foolish thing to do when your team have just not had the best of results. And especially a team like Celtic. And I personally, he would be gone this week. For me, personally, he'd be gone. I see it as a form of gross misconduct to the manager and to his teammates. If I was a captain, you're saying you don't want to batter him, I think I'd have said about him. I'm being honest, mate, I really do. I think I'd have said right about him. Because you can't take to social media and do that. You really can't.
Just imagine you in the dressing room with your robe and that on, go for a fight. You got a JP's fight? Nah, I've got a JP's fight.
Never mind, we'll never outrun a racer.
Give you a big steak, beef him up.
Aye. Aye. You're not wearing that, are you? You're not wearing that, are you?
Callum,
Everybody that's wore that's been humped.
Oh, brilliant.
Me standing outside like that, my boxer. Aye, you can see that, carrying all 8 boxes in there. Aye, one of the boys got lucky and landed one right in his bread basket. No, but seriously, that I'd be angry at that if I was in that dressing room. I would be angry at that. I really would. I think that's very disrespectful to his manager, his teammates, and the fans. Now, what does the message say? The message tells me that he's been told longer term he's not in Rodgers' plans. And therefore, this seems to be the modern way of doing stuff. It seems to be the modern way to get yourself moves. You take to social media and you do things like that. It's called throwing your rattle out, Ryan. That's what that's called. Now, I can see the point, lads, if he was one of the best players in the team. He's no one of the main men. And he's away jet setting all over Europe, away getting his hair dyed blonde and his teeth done up like a dandy, done up with diamonds all through it, and behave yourself. Get a grip of yourself. Concentrate on getting better and try and get yourself in a team, first and foremost, to become a regular, than going and doing stupid things. And then taking to social media and saying stupid things. I'm sorry, I don't have any place for that in the team. I really don't. But if I was in the dressing room the day when he came into training, he'd be the first guy I was going to for a chat, because let's face it, it's no nice. It really isn't. And I think it's disrespectful to the guys who are knuckling down, maybe not playing every week, and knuckling down, try to get themselves in that team. And I know you're saying people liked it. You know, boys like Bernabe and Vatar and boys like that. I seen a wee pattern there, Ryan. All seems to be players that don't get a game. Seems to be players that are known the team, same as him. I'd be more worried if Callum McGregor was like that. Or Joe Hart. Or guys at RATTLE. Doesn't bother me that the other ones don't like it. Because again, they're not in the team. They're no regulars. He's no regular. And again, he's not one of the main men of the team either. So, I don't know, mate. I just see it as a mark of disrespect all over. I really, really do. Everybody's got their own view. Everybody's got their own view. And everybody sees things differently. But I really do think, for me, that would be his time up. And therefore, I'd be having a chat with him. And I'd be saying to him, look, you're maybe going to have to move on. I.e., phone your agent, speak to your agent, and you're moving on. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself, you know, training. But I think you'd be struggling to get a game on FIFA after that, personally.
Aye, it's no a good look, mate. I think as well. See, there's obviously when you're playing with Celtic, in my opinion, you should be very privileged to be a club like Celtic. I've said to you, I know I might say he's a bad player or he's no good enough, but obviously I'm just saying that because I'm supporting the team. The guys have still got to a level to play with Celtic, but some of the guys that have played with Celtic, I know I didn't make it, but I'm like, they've actually got the audacity to walk about saying they played with Celtic, and I'm like, how did they sign with this club? There's some guys should count their chickens that they get a chance at this club, and when you do get a chance at this club, you need to try and take it with the short and curlies and actually try and do it, because if you don't, let's be fair, JP, 9 times out of 10, see, once you leave Celtic, not many, people do, but not many go to better careers. It's either doing the Hull or it's stop start. I know maybe one of your biggest successes, I know it was Henrik Larsson, but Larsson left, he went to Barcelona, Man United. He's had a good career, but some guys have left. I'm just saying this for example, like guys like Craig Beattie, still had a good career, but didn't play with a team bigger than Celtic. Guys who have left Celtic, very rarely do they go to bigger clubs than Celtic. Maybe a better league, but in terms of Celtic, some guys, they go down Hull. Don't know if that's because they're used to being at that standard, and then it's a come down, but social media these days, mate, you need to be very careful because I've said to you, like, a professional football player you're kind of like a brand.
Sorry, mate, I've seen a wee comment there. I need to bring it up because obviously it highlights such a loving family, mate, and we are a family show. John says, I'd say about my own granny to get on the Celtic bench without a wage, let alone greeting about not being valued.
I don't want you saying about your granny, John.
To be fair, John, I really hope your granny's not a fan of the show, mate. I really do. But stranger things have happened.
I don't think you'll be getting the mentioned tatties tonight, John, if that's the case, mate. But I get what you're saying. I know that's tongue in cheek, John. I know it's a bit of banter, but I get what you're saying, mate. We would all. Like, I've got a bad knee, JP, but I would take an injection to go and play with Celtic for 10 minutes. 5 minutes. That's just what you do as a fan. You would play for nothing. Some of these guys are getting paid handsome amounts of money. I know the money's nothing to do with it, but in my opinion, to play with Celtic, I'm just using this as an example. See guys like Ronaldo, Messi, stuff like that. As a football player, you're kind of as a brand as well. You're representing that club 24/7. When you've got a contract, you need to abide by certain rules of the club, etc., etc. And in my opinion, I don't think by Monday, I think by maybe a few hours after the game, he's probably had a phone call or somebody for the club, or one of his teammates or says like that's no a moment of madness, right? Because you need to go into your camera phone, you need to put it on, you know what you're calculating that already. That's not just something you just mistakenly do. You need to physically go in and do stuff like that. So I don't know why I talk too much about it, mate, because we'll probably say a piece on it, but I do feel that it's disrespecting the club, disrespecting his teammates, and it's no putting a good light out to the fans. And then know yourself, JP, the media just spin on it as well. It's all the media, and you've Drew with St Johnstone, the managers came out and saying, it was deserved, a bit of stick with the fans, and then that's happening, and the media hit you, so it's no good, JP. We don't want negativity, especially see as much as we were poor. See after the night, obviously I had a chat about it. See tomorrow, I'm bang on the recruitment, and then we bang on about Sunday. Saturday's finished. We need to, as the week goes on, we need to look more positive towards Sunday's game, because Sunday is massive. I know we'll not touch on me, but I've always said, any situation, I'll always take a draw at Ibrox. Always take a draw, because you don't want to lose, but obviously you want to win. Every game you play, you want to win. But if you leave Ibrox with a draw, any time, I think it's okay, as long as you don't lose a game. But you want to win every game, mate, especially there. But Alan HAKSABANOVIC, mate, I think his days could be numbered, and I'd think it's very hard to come back for that. If he comes back for that, then for me, that if he comes back for that, JP, we don't know the full circumstances exactly what he's meant, right? Obviously, it'll probably come out eventually, but we get an understanding, mate. We're no 10-year-old wee boys. We understand what he's talking about. I just think if he came back for that, then I'd be thinking, what's wrong with the club? Where's your values? Where's your morals for the supporters and the club? If a guy can come out and say stuff like that, like he says, mate, it's a lack of professionalism, a lack of respect.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. You've got to kind of question his overall work rate. I know Nicky put up a comment saying it's about frustration, mate. There's a way when you're professional and you're playing at a club like Celtic, mate, there is no room to act like that, frustrated or no. There's nobody more frustrated than our captain. He doesn't take to social media to vent his frustrations. That seems to be HAKSABANOVIC's first go-to for anything these days.
It's calculated.
Like I gave examples of, dyeing his hair, doing his teeth, making himself look relevant, current, when he can't do it with his football. So he's been very, very underwhelming at Celtic, in my opinion. Very underwhelming. I think his performance levels have been far and few between, which is why he can't cement a starting slot in the team. There's been frustrated, and then there's doing that. Sometimes you take it too far and you go that stage on where it becomes very disrespectful. And that was disrespectful what he done to, like I says, the team, his manager, his teammates, and obviously the fans. And seeing that, in my opinion, at a club like Celtic, where you're based on winning and synonymous with winning and being champions, and you need to operate like a big club, there's no room for anything like that at a big club. People like that should be made examples of.
See if that's what he feels, and JP, it might be true, right? We don't know, but there's ways, like you say, keep that in-house. If you've got an issue with a manager or an issue with something, you go and do it. If putting it out there is just, it's getting fans think, it's getting guys like us talking about this, it's getting things, it highlights it even more, and maybe if that's in-house, it doesn't get questioned, it doesn't get looked at, it's dealt with in the house. When it's out in the public eye, it's just adding more negativity to which kind no everything's on negative in the club, right? But because of the results, there's a wee bit of negativity creeping in, and you don't want to add to that when things are not going right. You want something to come out positive. So that's probably hopefully this week in terms of the transfers. We do get a wee bit of spark, i.e. a good bit of signing. Hopefully we'll get in 3 or 4. I know they're talking about 4 or 5. At least three quality signings, depending on obviously the depending on the obviously the positions. But obviously Palma's come in, so again there's still links about Podence. Whether or not it's going to happen, we don't know. I'd love Podence to happen. If you're signing Palma, will we sign 2 of them? I doubt it, but I'd be overjoyed if we did get Podence, because that'd be a bit of statement and a half. That would definitely tell the league, and it would tell the fans that there is still a bit of ambition to go and do well and go and push on its time. So I just feel, JP, that if we don't come out this window stronger, i.e. with a bit of quality, what Brendan Rodgers said a few weeks ago when he came in, and what apparently we've been told off Mr. Lawwell and stuff like that we want to be a Champions League club and we want to move forward. I think now's time to talk, mate, because as much as the boy Yang might be brilliant, the boy Kwon might come onto a game, etc., you can't sell Jota for £25 million, mate, and just keep buying £1 million players. It doesn't wash with me. It doesn't wash with you. I was actually in the half time at the toilet, obviously doing what you're doing, and even guys like that, no replacing Jota. It doesn't wash. I says, mate, we've spoken about this on the podcast. I says it doesn't wash with. So it's not just me and you're talking about this, mate. There's other guys at the stadium saying it doesn't wash with them. Yep. So I do feel that if we don't come out stronger, then you've got to wonder why is the manager claim that you've got to strengthen that power of strength, but then no do it. I get the model. I like the model because you're buying cheapish, improving them, progressing them, developing them, and then you sell it on, make some money. You get a good 2 or 3 year of them, or even on Jota's case, a year in terms of full time. Brilliant. But I think sometimes you need to blow some money out of the water, and for maybe 1 or 2 brilliant signings, get that model away for 2 guys or 1 guy. I'm not saying break the bank, but go and sign a 26, 27-year-old or 28, whatever, experienced professional who's been there and done it in Europe. I know it costs money, but if you do your due diligence and you're scouting properly, you might get a guy who's maybe playing, like Podence, who's playing with Wolves. He might cost you a wee bit, but he's not going to cost you that if you're going to sign somebody who's playing with, like, I don't know, like a Brighton or something in the first team at Brighton. If you get a guy who's not really playing with these teams, but they're still talented players, like even the guys at Man City, I think the boys, it's Tommy Delisle and somebody else. He was meant to be flying for Sheffield United last year. He's still in Man City's books. They must think something of him. So if you're playing with Man City's youth team and you're up to when they finish the first team, You must be good. So if it's guys like that, you maybe go and get. Guys might go, oh, it's a loan deal. But if you're getting a guy, look, Patrick Roberts, success. Denier, success. Nancham, I would say, was a bit of a success. I liked him. But John De Gette was a success. He scored a few goals. So that's worked in the past when you've got quality players on loan who just won to get in the Man City team. So that might be the way Jai people are going to get a quality player like a Jota or a Vickers, get them on loan, and then maybe potentially run up to buy. But I do feel, mate, I'll let you back in, but I do feel that I think news where actions speak louder than words, mate, in terms of if we're going to push on. I think this will see where the buttons are going to get pushed.
Yeah, the last thing I'm going to touch on, Chilpill's asking about Cal Mack there. If it was Cal Mack that was doing it, or he done something really bad out of frustration, what way would he be getting dealt with? Because he feels that people are crucifying HAKSABANOVIC for his behaviour. Doesn't matter who it is in the squad. You cannot operate at a big club like Celtic and behave like a petulant little silly teenager.
You could say something.
No, I wasn't. No. I was careful there. No, I wasn't. You cannot act like that. You cannot behave like that. It's put it this way. If you worked in Asda and you weren't happy with your line manager, would you then take to social media about it? Or would you go and speak to them face to face? Because if you took to social media, what would happen?
You'd be probably sacked.
You get brought in for a disciplinary. So why should these guys be any different? Doesn't matter who it is. It just so happens to be it's HAKSABANOVIC that done it. So that's why he's been crucified. He's been crucified and all because he's coming across as a Billy Big time. And he's no. Chilpill, he's no. That's the thing. He's no. He can't back that up. He's got nothing to back that up why he's been treated the way he is. Why he's not getting game time. Because so far, in my opinion, he's been very average for it. So he's not gave us anything to have in his corner to back him up. And it doesn't matter if it's Callum McGregor, Joe Hart, Brendan Rodgers, John Kennedy, regardless of who it is at the club. If that's the way you behave, you deserve to be out the door. Simple. We can't carry people like that when we're trying to go and win the league again. We can't carry people like that when we're trying to do well in Europe. We cannot carry passengers like that at a club like Celtic. Now, Ryan, I've put up obviously the banner. What positions do we think we'll strengthen in, right? So you've said there the club might go and get loan deals. Now, right away, mate, I can feel all my hair standing on end and I'm ready to lose the rest of my voice. I think because Celtic should not be loaning other teams' players. We shouldn't be in that position, mate, in my opinion. We're a big club. We should be loaning our players out to teams that are less fortunate to us. That's the way I think, mate. I get what you're saying. I understand it. Because of the time of the window it is as well, and the fact that it's been left to this point, I think there is a possibility that we're going to end up having to do it. Am I happy about it? No. Because, again, we shouldn't be going and loaning other players when we're not going to be able to keep them. I'll be really shocked if somebody the boy Tommy Doyle, right? Are we going to keep that boy? Probably no. Because Man City are not going to just go, hey, go Celtic, no bother. Unless a deal can be done, i.e. there's an obligation to buy the boy at the end of the deal. If the boy wants to stay in it, that's the only way. But again, the loan deal would have to be the way Jota and Carter Vickers' loan deal was. So that's the only, or like say Maeda or Iwata or that's the only way I think we should be doing business like that, Ryan. We shouldn't be going and loaning players for a year. That's how I was dead against loaning Kieran Tierney back because we weren't going to get to keep him. And the Celtic fans were going to get him back if they managed to do it and love him again, and it would be all back to that and all back to this. I agree, Michael. I do. We should be loaning players if we can buy them at the end of it. That's the only thing, you know. It's the only thing that the way it should operate. I'm just last wee thing, and I promise this is the last wee thing now, because obviously we're just about to finish. Thing is we don't know what he's been at behind the scenes. Listen, to be honest, I don't rate him, and I wouldn't miss seeing him go. To be fair, no, you're right. We don't know what's went on behind the scenes, Jill Paul. But that makes it even worse. The fact that he's willing to air his dirty laundry, the fact that he's willing to go and message on social media instead of keeping that in-house. Could you picture Brendan Rodgers having a conversation with HAKSABANOVIC, and HAKSABANOVIC gets up and walks out the meeting, but didn't he put anything on his social media? And then Rodgers does a press on Thursday and goes, HAKSABANOVIC walked out a meeting there, midway conversation, didn't get a chance to explain to him, didn't he? How much worse would that be? It's the same, except he's just essentially the keyboard warrior in terms of he's put it on his social media. Things should be kept privately. Things like that should be kept privately. But clearly, again, it's all down to ego and down to, his personal feelings, that he feels that this, urgency to tell the world about what's going on and what's happening, instead of just keeping things private. So I've seen a lot of links to the boy Podence, but as you all know on here, guys and gals, we don't really do much in terms of rumours. We only speak in the ifs and buts of if a deal's going to happen, but a deal might not happen, but this, that, but this. We've got reason to believe the boy Palmer's definitely happening. Again, I'll put up the photo. If anybody doesn't believe me, he boarded his flight on his way to Glasgow. Here it's here. We had Giannis Kanopoulos on the podcast chatting with Ryan. So we know he's signing. That's why I was able to do that on Friday when I was on. Because we know he's coming. We know unless that transfer hits a massive snag, then that's definitely happening. So again, there's other positions, and this side need strengthened. Ryan said earlier about a goalkeeper. We spoke at length about needing someone a bit more in terms of a bit more physicality at left back or a left wing back, whatever the way Rodgers wants to play. We definitely now need another centre back because of the injuries that we've currently got. And in my opinion, I think we still need another central midfielder, someone to come in and give Callum McGregor a hand. And we need a left winger. But obviously Palma's going to fit the left-sided player and wide player. Some are saying we need another striker. I understand that. Again, if something happens to Kyogo, then we could be snookered. But Rodgers did confirm in his presser that Big O starts his training this week, along with Mikey Johnson. There's a name probably a lot of you have forgot. Those guys are back training with the full team this week. So again, is Big O worth a risk to put him on the bench for Sunday? I probably would say yes, because he's not missed that much football. The last game he played was against Atletico Balboa. So unless he's been eating curries and pizza and Five Guys Colt More, whatever it may be. Unless he's been doing that, which I doubt, because he looks an absolute athlete and he looks an absolute machine, especially when he takes his top off. We saw that at Celtic Park when he won the goal celebrations. I think the big man would be okay to be on the bench. And again, he gives you that option as well that we didn't have at Kelly, when you could go that kind of route one, or the old saying, or route one, they used to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that big physical presence to get on the end across balls, and we know that O's good at doing that because he's done it in the past. He's scored goals from it. But again, folks, we are going to finish up probably on that note. More down to the fact that I think Ryan's Doug's having a rare tear there, bringing out a double denim, doing whatever he's doing, and hopefully next podcast we'll get him starting his stuff along a wee catwalk and stuff. We'll get a wee run me along Ryan's couch here at the back, and we'll get him to show you all what the merchandise line for Ryan's double denim's like. Ryan, apart from what I was saying there about the recruitment, mate, is there anything you want to add, or anything I've maybe missed that you think?
No, I think obviously we've had a long chat on it, mate, and there's probably loads more we can talk about, but I think going on tomorrow morning, I think we need to wake up with try and get positive now to the end of the week, because I think not just us, any other fan podcast, any other fans, and if we keep putting negativity online as well for the rest of the week, we don't want that, because we want the players to get into Sunday's game feeling good about themselves, feeling confident, because see if we're batting them all week, how are we going to walk into Sunday's game thinking, by the way, see if we don't get in it here, we're going to get absolutely trounced even more. So we need to try and keep it. I'm not saying everyone's got to be positive when it's no, but leading up to Sunday's game now, we need to start looking, forget about this weekend, that weekend there, we need to start looking to the game now, looking to the transfers. Friday night, obviously we'll be on with obviously Baz
I'm just about to announce that there.
So obviously,
due to some circumstances, guys, we're not doing Wednesday as normal. We are doing Thursday instead of Wednesday this week. So we will be on at 8:30 on Thursday evening. Barry Bannon will be joining myself and Ryan. Thursday night will be the pre-match build-up to Sunday's game. And then myself, big, what was it? Baz was calling me all night, flow rider, or what was it he says? Big riding solo. Aye. I'm Gallum Timber. I'll be back on Friday. I feel like big Arnold Schwarzenegger when I said that. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Aye. Next week I'm going to come into your house. I need your boots, your clothes, your motorcycle. I'll be back on Friday as normal, 8:30. Probably with a more chat about the transfer deadline day, because Friday is transfer deadline day. I want to thank everybody that's commenting just now, again, saying good show. They've really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
I do apologise, guys. I'm suffering a wee bit of a sore throat, but that's my own fault, self-inflicted, with all the screaming and bawling I was doing on Saturday. And as I said, thanks very much, Angie. Yeah, I hope I find it soon. I hope Ryan's Doug doesn't find it before me, because he's doing plenty of walking about in that house here, by the way. But before we go, guys, for anybody who didn't know, I don't know if this is your first time tuning into the podcast or what, but just to let you all know, guys, that this podcast is now sponsored by ABE Entertainment. ABE stands for Mr. Alec Beveridge. It is a DJ business, folks, so if there's anyone that's got any parties coming up, a relative with a big birthday coming up, you're looking for something for Christmas, a work event that you know that maybe you're in charge of, the fun events at your workplace, anything at all, guys, a christening, an engagement party, an anniversary party, anything at all, guys, Alec Beveridge is your man to get in touch with. If any of you can't see that number, folks, This is his mobile number. It's 07845 746 092. Alex is on Facebook. He's on Instagram. What I would recommend for you folks is the best way to get in touch with him is through WhatsApp. Okay. We send him a message on that mobile number, 07845 746 092. He will read your message, get back to you, and then obviously you can take it from there with a small conversation of what you're looking for. But Ryan, I've said it millions of times, mate, we are so proud and privileged now to have Bev on board with us. We are obviously really lucky as well, Ryan, in terms of Bev is not only a great guy, first and foremost, and one of the most down-to-earth guys I've ever met, but he's also a big Celtic fan, mate, which obviously marries it well with us, because obviously we are also, mate.
No, definitely, mate. Like you say, he's not just a good businessman and a good company. He's a cracking guy, mate. But I just obviously echo that as well, mate. Me and you have seen firsthand what his gigs are like and what his events are like, and it does make people's nights, mate. People have given very good reviews. He's done a DJ at a live event.
That's Bev there with Ryan and myself.
Three gorgeous men. He's brilliant, mate. He makes people's nights. It's a laugh and a joke. It's all fun. It's all humour. It's brilliant, mate. And like you said, mate, he's down to earth. He's a cracking guy. He'll help you out for anything. So we are very privileged to have him on board, and a lot to look forward to in the future.
Yes, absolutely, guys. As you can probably see as well, folks, running across your screens on the bar there, the Celtic Unrestricted View does have merchandise for sale at the moment. First up, we've got these mugs, and these mugs are printed in vinyl, and as you can see, it's got the crest on it. On the opposite end, it's got the Unrestricted View podcast logo, the CUVP. Those mugs are priced at £5, guys. Okay. After that, we've got keyrings. These are priced at £1.50. On there, you've got the Unrestricted View banner, the YouTube banner. And on the other side, again, guys, is the logo, the Celtic Unrestricted View podcast logo. Before we go, guys, the man was watching the show himself, and it was very nice of him to do so. Here he is, though, when he was a model. And he's decided to model off his fantastic boots that he wore in his playoff to the Championship from English League One. This was the final at Wembley, and Baz donated his boots to auction for the podcast, guys. That auction is live just now. Those boots are in our possession. There they are there. And on the boots it says, "Best wishes, Barry Bannon." Okay. The auction is live just now, folks. The auction sits at £540. Now, when Baz was on Wednesday with us, he made a fantastic gesture for us that whatever the boots is sitting at, when the auction finishes, he's then going to match that as well. So again, Ryan, I think that's one of the best bits of news I've had for a long time, mate. I really want to thank Baz again for his generosity and his kindness. It really does go a long way, and it doesn't go unnoticed either. And we are running this auction, folks, and it'll run. I have got it wrong, so I do apologise, and I'm ready to start taking it on the chin. If you want to abuse me for it, that's fine. But the auction will run until midnight on Friday. So Friday is the Scottish transfer deadline day, not the 31st. Okay. So Friday, the Scottish transfer deadline runs to midnight. Those boots, that auction will run until midnight on Friday, this coming Friday. The winner of the boots will be announced on Saturday morning, and then we'll arrange delivery for that person from them. If the person stays within Glasgow, or just round about, myself and Ryan will deliver in person to the individual and the lucky winner of these boots. So you have our word. And what I'll do as well, for persevering with us and obviously your time watching the show, preparing a bid and everything else, I will chuck in a free mug and a key ring for you as well when we deliver it to you. So that's a promise I'll give you personally. It's all right, Ryan, I'll square you up with the money later, mate. Don't worry about that. Ryan's got that worried look in his face. Oh, what's he doing? He's giving away the stuff. Oh, no. Free stuff. Time out hyper deals.
I'll be putting you in a cage, Byron.
That's what I was going to say. Next time you see me, I'll be in a cage with a headset on trying to talk to you.
With a chicken. Let me out.
I'm all right now. Let me out.
Brilliant.
So what I'm saying, guys, that's a wee added gesture I'm putting in for you as well. Stay tuned, guys. There will be a couple of announcements happening over the next couple of days as well, okay? A wee bit of news for the podcast. So please stay tuned for that. Ryan, have I missed anything?
No, obviously, in terms of what Baz has done for us, mate, it's brilliant. Great gesture, mate. Obviously, just have him on the show, mate. It's brilliant to get his insights. And I know a lot of viewers, we've had a few comments about the viewers saying how it's good to have him on, and his insights are brilliant. And as much as obviously guys watch me and you, mate, and Alan as well. But
Kevin, how do you know I've not already had them on?
But obviously having somebody like Barry Statcher who's still playing at a high level, JP, it's I think it puts a different spin on opinions, because when somebody that's played the game and is playing the game at a high level, you've got to take into account what they're saying. So no, like I say, mate, cracking guy, it's amazing to have the donation, mate, and obviously as well with the podcast, loads of things coming up that we know it'll be brilliant for the fans and the content wise. So me and you have got, and Alan as well, we've got a lot of work in the next few weeks, so looking forward to it, mate.
I was going to try and get Barry to deliver the boots to you personally in double denim, but his schedule's a wee bit full these days. So one of the ones, kid on him no in.
Aye.
Lights are out, all that.
But I just, the last bit, mate, I just want a bit more positivity now. Get some good transfers in. Hopefully me, you and Baz can hopefully talk about a signing or two on Thursday. That would be nice to have a bit of positivity in terms of signings. But all in all, mate, good chat again. Thanks to all the viewers as well. Please subscribe to the podcast. It helps. Any wee subscribe, any wee share, any wee link, it helps us. Yes. This has free content. We don't charge a penny. Everything to do is for the fans, and all we're asking is subscribe and please share to your friends and family.
And anybody at all, like I was saying there about the merchandise or anything, guys, just get in touch with us. You can get in contact with us in any one of our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram or TikTok. You can also message us on the community section of the YouTube channel, guys. How to do that is you click a wee photo, a wee icon, it'll take you in. Up the top, it'll say live, playlists, etc. Beside that, you'll see community, and you can message the page through that. If you don't have social media, that's probably the best way to do it. If you've got social media, you can message us. The DMs are open, guys. So please message us. Also, before we go, Claire, I think you're a first-time commenter tonight. I've not seen any comments from yourself. There's a couple of other folks here as well. Guys, if anybody's sitting on their own and you are suffering from mental health and you think you're having an absolute downer, please contact us for that also. Don't just think you can reach out about things that we've got going on with the podcast or anything. Myself and Ryan will find 10 minutes or whatever it may be to have a quick chat with you as well. So anybody that's feeling down, maybe not want to speak to a loved one, a family member, a relative, someone that knows you and known you for a long time, and you feel you can unload, and it's probably better to do that to a stranger, then please look no further and get in contact with us, because there's nothing worse than sitting on your own well, with the weight of the world on your shoulders, when it's probably not even the weight of the world, but that's your current mindset in that moment. So please get in contact with us, because if Ryan never ever reached out to me one day, he'd never be sitting on a podcast here with me now. So look how happy he's became. So again, guys, please do, because what you see with myself, what you see with Ryan, is what you get when we're face to face in the flesh. Plunge, really nice seeing you on Saturday again, mate. Next time I see you, but I don't want to see any of the bean stains that you've got on there, mate. I need to stop doing that, mate, because you're taking the focus. I potentially put that down to why Celtic were poor at the weekend. Because
take a flying focus to yourself.
On that note, as Ryan says, we want to be positive going forward.
You got yourself a spoon, Plunge.
Aye. Maybe spoon for Trun.
Aye. You got yourself a car, Frankie.
Aye, exactly. Probably your car, Frankie. Aye.
Oh, brilliant.
As we can see, guys, we're happy. We'll continue to be happy. As the week goes forward, we'll be even happier. Barry Banning's joining us on Thursday. I'm not happy about that, but I'll need to try and get on him. And again, guys, we go for air. So I will see you all later. Thank you very much for joining in with us. And again, guys, don't sit yourself. If you need to contact us, please do. And as I say, I will.
Yep.
We look forward to your messages, guys. Okay. So again, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening, what's left of it. And we'll catch you on Thursday. Hail, hail.
Hail, 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 hail.
Well, all right, lads. Guten Tag.